Get cool.
That's right, folks. You're watching the Dave Gold Show once again, Saturday night, 9:30 p.m., channel 57/109, depending on whether you have RCN or Time Warner. So, you're here, you're with me, and we got another special guest. This is what keeps my show going. And also, we have a nice backdrop, but if you notice... But anyway, forget about Mr. Lee, forget about me. Let's talk about you, Maria Frisby. How you doing? Welcome to the Dave Gold Show.
Fine, Dave. I'm glad to be here.
We found each other on the internet.
Yes, we did.
Maria and I both were with my8x10.com, and I saw Maria's picture as a striking picture. I looked at your picture and resume, I contacted you, and here you are on the Dave Gold Show.
Yes, that's great. I'm glad to be here.
So anyway, Maria, we're going to be doing a lot tonight. I mean, you're going to be doing a lot tonight, because I'm used to doing a lot on my show, and I love to bring people like you on to come in and do a lot and show off your talents, show off everything you got about yourself. So are you ready tonight?
I sure am.
So before we get into that, Maria, why don't we talk a little bit about yourself? Why don't you tell us a little bit about Maria Frisby?
Okay. My name is Maria Frisby. I am a resident of Middletown, Pennsylvania, which is approximately 200 miles from here. I am an actress, model, published poet, and graduate of Penn State University. I represented Central Pennsylvania in the 1997 Mrs. Pennsylvania America beauty pageant.
I noticed that. That was great.
And also, I actually lived in New York at one time. In 1983, I attended Borough of Manhattan Community College, and I played on the 1983 Women's Basketball Championship team.
Wow. And how far did you... Did the national championship, or was it...
Well, we actually won the divisional championship, and we were the first runners-up in the region.
What position did you play?
I usually played forward or center.
What do you think about the WNBA today? That's pretty impressive, huh?
I wish that the WNBA would have existed when I played basketball. Because I feel that I'm still skilled and that I could try out for the WNBA.
Yeah, that's great. So you're an actress, and you're a model, and you're a poet, and you're a Nittany Lion.
I sure am.
Jeez, those Nittany Lions are tough. They beat Nebraska.
Oh my goodness, they killed Nebraska. All I have to say is we are Penn State. We're coming back, baby.
They've had a couple off years the last 2 years, and they were starting to write off Joe Paterno, saying he's too old and everything, but that old guy is bouncing back strong.
He sure is. I think it's a big turnaround this season.
That's super. That's super. And of course, you're with your husband Jim with the show, and you're going to be doing a host of things for us. What do you plan on doing on the show tonight?
Well, actually, I'm planning on reciting a poem that I wrote specifically about 9/11, and it's called It Happened One Day. It actually took me several minutes to put this poem together. And then I also will sing one of the songs written by John Lennon called Imagine.
Right.
And I also will be doing a monologue. And then I'm going to share with you a project that I worked on in Pennsylvania to help the family members of victims killed on 9/11. That's
excellent. I know I like to joke around on the show because I'm just a joker by nature, but I do take this stuff seriously. We did talk about this last year. Me and Mr. Lee had a live show, and we took live calls shortly after 9/11. So it's very good that you're coming on with this stuff. You're doing your personal stuff, but you're sharing some really important stuff with us also.
Yes.
So anything else you want to say to the audience before we take a little break and get you set to do your thing tonight, Maria?
All I would like to say is that I am just glad to be back in New York. I mean, I was born in Brooklyn at Kings County Hospital, but it is just so good to be back in New York.
That's awesome, folks. So we'll be right back with Maria Frisby and Mr. Lee.
Family members out there who lost loved ones on 9/11. I wrote a poem about 9/11 called It Happened One Day. I will now recite it for you. It happened one day. Our country is the USA. We have freedom in our country each and every day. The USA was attacked suddenly. It happened on 9/11 and caused us great grief. It happened all of a sudden that day. People went to work to earn their pay. Many employees came to work early that day. They had no idea what was about to take place. The employees at the Pentagon went to work too. They weren't aware of what terrorists were about to do. The flight crew and passengers aboard airplanes were unaware that their airplanes were about to be used as weapons in the air. All of a sudden, the North Tower was hit. People in America and abroad were shocked out of their wits. A second airplane hit the South Tower next. We all felt fear and grief, and our hearts were vexed. The World Trade Center and Pentagon were both hit. Firemen, rescue personnel tried to save lives and never quit. Many firemen, policemen, and citizens lost their lives due to an act of terrorism by people filled with strife. God loves us all and expects us to love everybody too. Using airplanes as weapons is something God did not approve. We ought to love each other each and every day. This includes loving everybody in the human race. Dear God, give us strength to succeed. We need the strength in our time of need. Show us how we can proceed. Help us, God. Help us, please. Show us how we can cope. Grant us wisdom and give us hope. 9/11 will always be on our minds. Protect our country in these dangerous times. Thank you. Thank you. Young people today, don't they know it's not okay to come in at 5 a.m. in the morning? I don't mean to sound like an old grumpy woman, but I guess that's what I am. You know what my daughter did? My daughter came in at 5 a.m. in the morning. You know what she told me? She forgot the time. Forgot the time? Who can tell when the sun is setting when you've been out 10 hours or so with that so-called Jeremy kid, hoodlum? I can't even read this book. I can't even keep my eye on the pages. I mean, that girl is driving me crazy. She's making me sick. I can't believe her. What's the matter with that girl? What's the matter with these young people today? I've been so good for that girl. I mean, I worked my tail off for her 24/7. And I mean, I told her something. I changed her diapers. I fed her, and when she got older, I taught her how to drive. Well, what good was it? She deceived me. What am I going to do with that kid? I just don't understand her. What's happening to her? And you know what? That's not just it. You know what? Last week, she lied to me again. She told me that she was going over to her friend James' house to study. Yeah, she went over to study, all right. She went right over to that beach with that Jeremy kid again. That hoodlum. Oh, I can't understand her. And you know what? That's not the only thing. You know, about 1 month ago, her guidance counselor called me. She said, yeah, we just caught your daughter in the bathroom smoking a cigarette. My daughter smoking cigarettes? I don't think so. You know, because she never told me that she smoked cigarettes. I'm just learning so many new things about that child. What's happening to her? And you know what? Now she's starting to act like a hoodlum. I mean, she's walking like this with some baggy pants and sometimes wearing, you know what, down here and the spiked hair and all. I mean, what's the matter with these kids today? What's the matter with these young people? You know, when I was little and when I was coming up, I had respect for my elders. I had respect for my parents. We didn't do these things that these kids are doing today. No, sirree, I'm telling you. I tell y'all. Hello, folks. My name is Maria Frisby, and we are now back to the Dave Gold Show, and I'm going to share with you some photos of me. This first photo, this is actually a composite card. It was a headshot done of me by a photographer from Vogue. Okay, and now we'll go on to the next photo. The second photo, this was another headshot done of me. Okay, and now I will go on to the next photo, and that's similar, except I'm facing forward in this photo. Okay, and we have of the former World Trade Center. Actually, I visited the World Trade Center many years ago. I actually went up there to the observation tower, and I'm going to now share with you some of the photos that I took. This first photo that I'm going to share with you, this is actually a picture of my sister, Era Brown, myself, and my stepbrother, Johnny, standing on the roof of the South Tower, and in the background, you can see the North Tower with the antenna. This looks like it's right behind us. Okay. And now the next photo that I'm going to show you, actually, This is another photo of the World Trade Center, and actually the roof of the World Trade Center. Now this is another picture of my sister, my stepbrother, and myself standing on top of the South Towers. The picture listed below. Okay, and the other picture, this is actually my sister Era Brown standing in next to World Trade Center 5. Okay. Hello, I will now do some other poems for you. This first poem I'm going to do, it's a poem about John F. Kennedy Jr., Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and Lauren Bessette, and they were killed several years ago in an airplane crash. And this is a poem that I wrote called A Tragic End. A tragic end. It happened again and unexpectedly. We lost another royal celebrity. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s life ended tragically. He, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and Lauren Bessette departed this life over the sea. John was an inspiration to the young, old, and free. We remember him especially when he was 3. The salute that he gave his father was a moment to behold. He captured the hearts of people worldwide with a salute worth gold. John F. Kennedy Jr. and his father were best friends. His father's life tragically came to an end. An assassin's bullet struck his father suddenly. John lost his father when he was 3. John was a model citizen when he was alive. He tried to live as an ordinary citizen in this life. He attended college and law school and received his degrees. He eventually passed his bar and became an attorney. He practiced law for a short time. His interest in journalism worked out fine. His magazine, George, was a success. John worked on his magazine and did his best. John F. Kennedy Jr. met and married Carolyn Bessette one day. His love for his wife Carolyn would never fade. He and his wife Carolyn departed this life together unexpectedly. Lauren Bessette, his sister-in-law, also died in this tragedy. As we mourn over the loss of John F. Kennedy, we also mourn over the loss of Lauren Bessette and Carolyn Kennedy. In this present life, we are reminded again and again that we are mortals and someday our lives will end. Thank you. I will now do another poem that I wrote, and it's pertaining to all of the things going on in this earth today, the bad things that are taking place, and it's about people living on the streets, crime, gangs, drugs, children killing each other in schools, the Oklahoma City bombing, and any act of terrorism that has occurred in the United States. It's a very touching poem, and it's called Jesus Teaches Us to Pray. I wrote this one several years ago. Jesus teaches us to pray. Our world is such a beautiful place. It is filled with people of every race. As we look at the conditions of our world today, Jesus teaches us to pray. Look at that family walking down the street. They have no place to lay their heads, nor a morsel of food to eat. When we think of how blessed we are today, Jesus teaches us to pray. Crime, drugs, and gangs are rampant on the streets. Many people are on drugs and feel defeat. As we look what's going on in other countries in America today, Jesus teaches us to pray. Children are killing each other in schools in the USA. Parents are wondering why the children are acting this way. As we hear of these school shootings more and more each day, Jesus teaches us to pray. Some people with different views are committing crimes today. The victims of the Oklahoma City bombing lost their lives due to hate. Jesus did not mean for this to be. He wants us to get on our knees and pray. Hatred is abroad, and in the USA, some people hate each other because they are of another race. God wants us to love each other each and every day. We need to get on our knees and pray. Let's go back to the Bible and seek Jesus always. We need to pray for other countries and the USA. We all need to turn to Jesus before it's too late, as Jesus teaches us to pray. Thank you.
All right, you've been watching the Dave Gold Show, and we've been having a great time tonight with Maria Frisby. Maria, you were fantastic on the Dave Gold Show. That's why I get written up in the Daily News as one of the most notable shows on cable access, because I get people like Maria Frisby on my show. So, Maria, thank you so much for being on the Dave Gold Show.
Thank you too, Dave. It was fun being on the show.
Yeah, so, you know, Maria is multi-talented. Mr. Lee's in there, he's multi-talented, but we want to see that background, Mr. Lee, the chroma key background. You got it on 3, hit Ultimate, there you go.
Yeah,
what's wrong with you, Mr. Lee? Come on. So anyway, we're almost done tonight, and Maria, you were doing a lot of different things. You were like doing poetry, you were doing a sketch comedy you made for yourself, you sang a beautiful song, you got a beautiful voice.
Thank you so much.
What can't you do?
Oh my, I don't know.
Well, we got a few minutes left to talk to the folks, to tell them goodbye, and they're going to be seeing where they can contact you in a second. And I'll tell you, you can come on anytime because you have a lot of material, and that's what I like, performers who come in with all their different things to do, and we're throwing up a full show.
Okay.
You're making it easy for me. I'm a lazy guy. What can I say?
It's really fun. I really enjoyed myself, and I would love to come back.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, folks. You're watching the Dave Gold Show. It's 9:30 p.m. It's Saturday night. And once again, you're seeing a great show because of my great guests, Maria Frisby. And Mr. Lee in the control room, he's digested that plant. Mr. Lee is about to give us the credits. Anything else you want to give us, Mr. Lee, besides grief?
No, I think grief is enough. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Lee. So we got a few seconds left, and we're going to be seeing the Dave Gold Show every other week, as usual. Maria Frisby. Anything else before we go today? I know you said it all already, but we're just filling a few seconds here, so help me out here. Help me out.
I'd just like to say that I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed being in New York City again, and I hope to come back soon. And what I would like to say to everybody is always love everyone. Stop. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed being in New York City again, and I hope to come back soon. And what I would like to say to everybody is always love everyone. Stop the hate.
That's a good thought, folks. Good.
I'm grateful to be here. I thank the Lord for this day because this is His day. I suffer from a life-threatening illness called pancreatitis that I just got out of the hospital for it. I almost lost my life.